All right, another episode of Conversation After Dark. Tay, what's up with you?
Everything's good with me. What's going on with you?
It's all good. It's all good. Tell people where they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you have a topic you want us to cover or you want to be a guest on the show, you can reach us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com.
That's right. Go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. Listen to old episodes. Make sure you tell a friend, tell them to follow the show. We really appreciate it. So, Tay, let's kick it off.
All right. Which one you want to go with?
I'll let you choose.
Okay. I'm going to go with extreme personal questions.
Okay. What's up, Calvin? What's up, Sandy?
Oh, okay. What happened the last time you felt really scared?
What happened the last time I felt that? Is that supposed to be a question about relationships and sex?
It's just this is just personal questions. I can find another one.
Find another one, Lord.
Oh gosh.
Hey, Stacy.
All right, let me go to a lot of those are just personal. We finished that one. I believe we've talked about this, but it's never been the show starter question. Okay. Sexually, do you have any hard no's? If so, what are they?
Sexually, do I have any hard no's? Yes. No defecation. No men. That's probably obviously the obvious ones, kids, animals, stuff like that. But I think that should go without saying. But right. No, you ain't gonna poop on me, and no brothers. I'm strictly with the women. That's it.
So no threesomes with another dude in the room.
I mean, yeah, I've done it. He can't touch me though.
Well, no, I'm not saying that.
he can't touch me. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying. Why you try to go there, Tay?
I'm asking if another guy, that's what I was asking, if another guy can be in the room. I wasn't saying touch you in the process of this situation. That's not what I was getting at.
Okay. So remind me, there's a follow-up question to that. But yeah, I have done that. It's not something that I necessarily have to do again because it got kind of boring. But friend of mine wanted that experience, and she got it. So yeah, that's okay. It. So what about you?
My hard no's are anything having to do with human waste of any kind. I don't want to deal with it.
You ain't down for the Robert Kelly?
No. Nope.
You probably didn't already got it though. You know that, right?
No, I haven't.
You ever took a shower with your dude?
Yes, and that's never happened.
Oh, you think so? He didn't.
No, I know it's never happened.
How you know?
Because I know. I can see.
All right. I'm just telling you, it probably happened, Tay.
It's never happened.
All right, so spin off from the question you asked me.
Okay.
Somebody told me that every woman, and I know you don't deal in extremes, but a good majority of women, their fantasy is to have two men at one time. Do you think that is true?
I don't know. I know a lot of women. I've heard a lot of women say that was a fantasy, but I don't know if it's like a majority thing. I can't say that.
So you think it's a fantasy that they have that they would never carry out?
For some. I think for some, because some fantasies it's just something you play in your head. You have no desire to have it come to life. It's just, something that may turn you on, and you may even like to watch it, but you may not want to actually do it. And then there's some women who it's a fantasy that they really want to, participate in.
Why do you think that there's so many women that are like against it? Like, because I've seen some women say, "No, that's hoe activities," and that I would never do that. Why do you think that is?
Just for that reason, it's a lot of judgment attached to it from men and from women. So
You think
that's why
women?
I feel.
I'm laughing at Sandy. Sandy said, "Y'all don't drink enough water to disguise urine." We would know.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at when I said I would be able to tell.
Just
Yes.
because just because the dudes y'all fuck with only drink Mountain Dew and coffee, don't mean that the rest of us ain't drinking enough water. So don't put us all in a box. But back to the topic at hand. Why do you think women judge though? You would think women would be more open minded when it comes to that.
No, no. When it comes to stuff like that, a lot of the people who are the most judgmental can be other women when it comes to women.
I agree.
Because ultimately, we still live in a patriarchal society, and there are a lot of women who have bought into those things just as men.
Mm. So do you think it's hoe activities?
Uh, depends on. I mean, I don't really like using the word hoe, but I think it depends on the woman and how she uses it. I mean, because I would say somebody who's just out here just loosey goosey with it, doing it to any and everybody, and then that's one of the things that happens. It could be considered a whole activity, but if it's a woman who, I mean, she's honestly just like she's selective with who she's with, and then the opportunity presents itself. I don't.
Mm. So here's a question I have. It made me think about a celebrity whose name I won't mention on the show, but she talked about how she's a Scorpio. And you know how I feel about Scorpios. It's Scorpio season. Shout out to the Scorpios. I love y'all, but y'all get on my goddamn nerves. But Tay not as outgoing with her Scorpio frustration as I am, but
Yes, I am.
we still love y'all, but y'all nerve wracking. But cause we got a couple Scorpios watching it right now. Shout out to Sandy. But this person talked about how sex positive she is, right? But she also said that she had a low body count, and she counted out, and she's probably in her late 30s, 40s, and she says that she's only been with 7 people. So is it possible to be sex positive and not have a bunch of partners?
I believe so. Because you can experiment and do any and everything you want to do with the person you're with.
True.
And if the two of you agree to be experimental and try different things, you can do a lot with one person, and maybe add in somebody into your situation. Maybe that's only 3 people. That's only 2 other people right there.
Yeah, but I mean, I get you, and what you're saying is right, but I guess it depends on how you define being sex positive. You know what I mean? Like, to me, sex positive means you're very open minded about sex. Obviously, you're willing to try and do a bunch of different things. And I haven't really met an individual who is like that, who hasn't had a variety of encounters. And you're not really having that with just one person. Most people who I consider are sex positive, they have morals, right? They're not just out here like, oh, I'm sleeping with her man, I'm just doing this, I'm not low down with my shit, but I'm out here getting it in because I want to have fun. I want variety. So it doesn't seem as if they go together.
But you can have fun with one person or 2. Or I mean, if let's say you only have sex within a relationship. Let's even put it with that. You can have fun with your partner having fun, as you like to put it, does not necessarily mean that you were out here giving it up to whoever. Because I will say, all of my experimenting has been done within the confines of long term relationships. Most people don't think that because I've done a lot, I've experimented with a lot. But all of my experimenting, like all of my first times doing things, were done within the confines of long term relationships.
Hmm. So then why do you think there's so much judgment though? Does it go back to the patriarchy thing?
Yeah. And just because we're just in the year, I say in maybe the 2000s, late in the era, in the years that we're in now, we're just coming to the point where people are more open to talk about sex or talk about things that they like. That wasn't the case years ago.
When do you think it changed?
The younger generation don't care.
I mean, but man, you got this show. We tell our business, so it ain't just
Yeah.
so.
What I can say for me, I was different than a lot of women my age when I was younger. A lot of women my age were not talking about sex when I was younger. Can you say that about, and in the open? Can you say that about the men, the guys that you hung with? Were they open to talk about what they like sexually?
You can talk about a lot of
Especially
stuff.
if it's just not, especially if it's not mainstream, what people consider normal sex.
Yeah, you're right about that because you could talk about. I hate using this term because it's sort of degrading, and what is degrading. You could talk about setting chicks out. You could talk about doing all those type of things, but if you're talking about, hey, listen, yeah, me and my lady like to go to the swingers club, and if she wants to partake with somebody else, I'm cool with watching. You weren't talking about that type of stuff back in the day. It's a little bit more open now. There's still some judgment, I think, because typically the Black community, we're conservative.
Mm-hmm.
We're conservative people. We really are. So there is some judgment that it is a lot of judgment that's thrown at women, like we talked about earlier. But there's some that's come at men as well. Look at how Will Smith is done.
Mm-hmm.
They have for all intents and purposes, it seems like they have an open marriage right now, right?
Right.
He's doing his thing, she's doing her thing. Now, the stuff that she did because of who she did it with is cause for her to receive a lot much more backlash and judgment because of who she did it with, right?
Right.
But people have been, because of the stuff she's doing, people are looking at Will as less than a man.
Like
Like,
he's a saint. But they looking at him like he's a saint too.
well, I don't know about saint because I think because from my perspective, there's a lot of guys and a lot of women who are like, "Damn, Will, you a lot better than that. Like, why you putting up with that?" So they make it seem as if he is just being abused by this woman, and we may not know just because he may be keeping it classy and she's not. He's probably getting it in. Well, I'm pretty sure he is on his own. He's just smart enough to be discreet about it for her sake and for their kids' sake. But
His NDAs are better.
what'd you say?
His NDAs are better.
Well, hell, she the one telling all the business.
But how did it start though? It started with somebody else telling her business. That's why I said his NDAs are better.
Mm, that's true. I get you. I get you. Let's read some of the comments. Sandy, Calvin said the internet has opened sexual things up for women. You agree with that?
I do, because of the internet and people talking, then and not just about sexuality. This can be about anything in life. If you hear somebody else does something that you do, now you don't feel so weird,
Mhm.
because it's like, oh, it's not just me, it's other people.
Got you. I got you. Sandy says hearing brothers openly say they went to salad toss is new. Black man would not have said that 5 to 10 years ago. I should have put that on my hard note. Let's go back to the beginning. Booty holes and toes. I'm not about to suck no toes, and I don't want, because here's my thing. And I know there's a lot of women that like to eat ass because I've talked to some women. They like, I eat ass, right? And I'm just like, damn. But and I'm clean. I know I'm a big brother, but I'm clean, right? I know how to wash and bathe properly. But I take grown man shits, Tay. And if you eat my ass, I ain't gonna be able to kiss you after that. You know, even though I'm not judging you, but I'm just thinking about like, so nah, baby, I'm good on that. I'm good on tossing my salad, and not on not on some old like I'm less than a man. But to me, it's just kind of like, nah, I can't do it after that. Danielle
Okay.
said society is losing religion too. She became more enlightened after she loosened those chains. You think that's a part of it, Tay?
I do.
Okay.
I think now this is just my personal belief. Um, from a Christianity standpoint, because that's the only religion I grew up in. Um, the grace part of Christianity has not been exercised a lot, so it's pushing a lot of the younger, and that's pushing a lot of younger people away, and the hypocrisy of people doing things and hiding it and then it coming out, that's pushing a lot of people away too. Instead of people just being real, saying this is what I struggle with.
Got you. I got you. Yeah, I know that for me, I was very conservative and judgmental when it came to sex. Um, I mean, I did my thing. So you talk about the hypocrisy. You know, I wanted to wild out, but if there was a woman who I deemed had a body count that was too high, in my personal opinion, I was judging her, right? Like, nah, I don't, I'm cool on her. If a woman said she wanted to do certain things, nah, I'm good on her, right? I'm good on that. But it wasn't until probably I got into my late 30s, early 40s, and through social media when I started hearing opinions from women and from men who are much more open minded that I started to realize that, you know what? Number one, life's too short. We need to enjoy this thing. Sex, if you're doing it safely and you're being honest about what you want to do, it can be a great thing. And just by being closed minded and judgmental, you're really limiting yourself from having dope experiences with other people. And that doesn't mean sexually. You know, you could just be closed minded about how certain people live their lives and their perspectives and their opinions on life. And if you're closed minded and closed off, you're really kind of limiting yourself. So to Calvin's point, I do think social media plays a big part of it because we're able to communicate more and get an understanding that, you know what, this person is cool. And, you know, I like them. I laugh at their jokes and I appreciate their comments, but they like to have two dudes at one time. You know what I'm saying? But she's still a dope woman. So I think that it's helped us be more sex positive as a community. But you think the Black community is still conservative, or you think we're trending more towards being sex positive as a community? And let's focus on our age, because I know these kids are doing whatever.
Oh, our age, yeah, there's still a lot more. I believe there are a lot more conservative people in our demographic than people who are just open.
Yeah, but to Danielle's point, they are still moving away from religion. You know,
That's true, but there's still a
they don't want
lot.
to do with the church, but they still judge you when it comes to sex.
But then that's another thing. A lot of times when you're raised with certain beliefs, even though you may move away from them, you'll still have a lot of that because it's ingrained in you, especially if it's something you were raised in.
Yeah. Do you think that we talked about it and we said women are judged more harshly? You agree with that?
I do. Sexually, yes.
So I posed a question today, and a lot of people missed the point that I was trying to make. The brother Cam Newton. It came out him and this comedian. I think her name is Jazzy. I think her name is Jazzy. They have a baby on the way. This is his 8th baby. Now he has 5 biologically with 2 previous relationships, and those women had babies with other men, and he claims those children as well.
Okay.
So this will make his 8th child that he's claiming as his child, right?
Mhm.
And I made the point that when Cam started dressing real eccentric, people started questioning his sexuality. And folks try to say, nah, well, just because you got a kid doesn't mean that you don't like dick as well and all that. And to me, that's obvious, right? Because we know people
Right.
who they got dads and they're like, my dad is gay. Or I know people who got moms and they mom's a stud. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
obviously, at one point, they were into the heterosexual thing. But I feel Cam was judged harshly because he wanted to be creative with his style of dress, and we don't want to admit it. So is there a double standard when it comes to men, when it comes terms of expressing their individuality and how it is tied to their sexuality?
I think when it comes to dress, yes, definitely. Because Andre 3000, he kind of went weird too, but I don't remember hearing comments about his sexuality though.
But see, I think Andre dressed more like hobo hippie type of. He
Hmm.
did. He was with Erica. He was kind of doing some spaced out stuff. You're right about that.
Yeah.
You're right about that. But I still don't think he went as far as Cam did. And honestly, if
Okay.
you look back at it, I don't really think Cam was doing anything that was like quote unquote, I don't know how to say it, like metrosexual or made you. Prince did way more and had way more of an androgynous fashion style. And every woman I know, for the most part, said they would have gave it up in a heartbeat if Prince asked them for it.
They would have gave it up to Prince, but I do think people questioned his sexuality though.
You think so?
I do. I remember hearing it when I was younger. Um, but I've also heard from people who have met him, and there have been male comedians who've joked about it too, that he was just so charismatic that he just drew you in. Um, but I remember when I was younger, I remember people commenting about, because of the way he dressed,
There
that
was a time
he
when he had the outfit with his butt cheeks out. Yeah, that was the
and the boots with the heels.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, but people don't want to admit it. I think people were judging Cam kind of harshly though. And it comes down to, we talk about being sex positive. I don't think Cam has ever came across as somebody who had any interest in men at all. But when it comes to men, we are put in a certain box that you really can't get out of. Now, I'm not trying to say like, because obviously I'm straight, heterosexual, but it's not the same for men and for women. I think we're both judged harshly, just in different ways.
I agree with that. You remember? I think maybe it was in the maybe I hate saying this, late 1900s or the early 2000s, when men started wearing pink. That wasn't a thing before. When that it was a trend for a while for men to wear pink.
Yeah,
When it
Cameron,
first
Cameron and his Dipset dude started that wearing pink.
Okay, I didn't know where it started, but I do remember when that first started. Men, you couldn't find a man to rock pink, and then all of a sudden, slowly more and more started wearing it. Now pink, if you see a guy in pink, it's like no big deal, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, I wear pink. I got some, Lord, I got some pink pants, Tay. Story time, story time.
Okay.
So let me read the comment. Sandy said, Cam is an athlete. He doesn't get the creative grace that musicians will get. That's very
That's
true.
true.
That's very
Hmm.
true. That's very true. Um, Sandy also said Prince was definitely judged by the older folks, and Missy co-signed that and said by men and women. So then we talked about that judgment that's coming from the Black community. But back to my story. So I got these pink jeans, right?
Hmm.
So I was wearing these pink jeans and I was out with my homegirls. And you know, my homegirl and was like, hey, come out with me. My sister has her friends in town and we all just hanging out. Why don't you just get out the house? So it was me and a bunch of women. Hindsight 2020, it's contributing to what happened, right? So it's
Okay.
me and a bunch of women, and they're my friends. So there's like no sexual tension between me and these women. We just talking and just hanging out. I'm just hanging out with them. They dancing. I'm looking at the ass and stuff, but we friends, right? You know, because I'm Marv. That's what I do. I look at asses.
Right.
And I got on these pink pants. And I'm sitting there. And then all of a sudden, I feel somebody walk behind me and take their finger, Tay, and rub it across my back and my shoulder, like real delicate. And I'm like thinking, you know, first when somebody touches you, you're thinking like somebody I know, right?
Right.
So I turn and look, and I'm expecting it to be a woman. And I turn and look. I'm gonna read this comment in a minute. And I turn and look, and there's this little brother who was kind of festive. He was real tender, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we made eye contact, and he was like this. And I said, what in the hell? And I was just like, what's up? And he walked off, right? So then I'm sitting here thinking to myself, like, what am I putting off that makes him think that he could touch me in that way? And then it came back, the pink pants.
It was probably the fact that you were with a bunch of women and you weren't like hitting on them or whatever. That probably contributed. Like you said, that contributed to it.
Sandy said, why is this funny? And I haven't even heard it. Were you a Judy for the night?
You definitely were. That's
Sandy, that's cold blooded. That's cold blooded. No, I was not a good Judy. Tell you laughing too hard at that.
That's funny.
So explain that for the people who don't know, because a lot of people won't know what a Judy is.
A Judy is like the gay best friend,
Okay.
you know, to a woman.
It's the gay best friend. But even though I had pink pants on, I wasn't, you know, I was still walking like, you know, I'm sitting on it, Tay. You know what I'm saying?
Then that's another misconception because all gay men are not festive, as you like to say. All gay women aren't studs. I mean, they run the gamut, you know, the spectrum.
Listen, let me tell you something. My mother taught me a long time ago. God rest her soul. She said, you're too tall for pink pants. Sadie, I look cute and everything. Even that sounded kind of, but anyway. My mom always told me, she was like, just because they gay, they still men.
Right.
They're still men. And you know, don't go around trying to mess around with them or antagonize them, because you mess around and you know get your ass whooped, you know, because they definitely are still men, and they've been fighting to be who they are their whole life, you know. So
that's true.
I have a lot of family members who are gay or bisexual, and for me, my perspective is I wouldn't want anybody mistreating my family, so I'm not going to mistreat anybody else's. Right. So, but they could get these jokes though. They definitely could get these jokes because
everybody can get jokes.
That's what I'm saying. Like they make fat jokes, so I would definitely make some gay jokes. I still love you though. Yeah, so I'm too tall for pink pants. I don't understand that one, Tay.
It didn't bring a good thought to my head, but I would have to see you in them.
I look good in pink. You know, okay. Yeah. I got pink shirts, pink pants. Now I ain't gonna wear all pink. That might be a little bit too much. Yeah. I got a pink blazer.
I can see pink blazer. I can see that. I can see pink blazer. I can see pink shirt. It's the pants that I'm just not. I can't visualize it.
And you said my first thought is long drapes. Sandy for the jokes tonight, ain't she? Okay, Pinky. Shout out to Pinky. Shout out to Pinky. You know, speaking of old porn stars, did you see the video that's been going around with Joe Smith? So, Joe Smith, ex-NBA player, he's had a tumultuous career because, you know, he came into the league, he made a lot of money. he got caught up in like a under the table deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves where they were
Mm-hmm.
trying to like pay him under the table and they got caught. So there was a
Okay.
lot of controversy surrounding his career, right? And then unfortunately, like a bunch of other players, I think he was targeted and taken advantage of, and that big contract money is gone.
Okay.
So his wife posted a video, right, where he was confronting her about having an OnlyFans. And basically, long story short, she was like, "You knew who I was when you married me. I've been trying to get work and it hasn't really been working out. I've been doing this, but I started my OnlyFans and I did what I had to do." So my question is this: who was wrong? His
She
wife,
was definitely wrong.
his wife for getting, so was she wrong for starting the OnlyFans without talking to him? Was she wrong for posting the video of their disagreement? Or ultimately, was he wrong because he tried to turn something that we say we don't like to say, right, into a
Mm-hmm.
housewife?
She was wrong all the way because she should have had the conversation with him from the start. And she didn't have the conversation with him because she knew he was not going to be for it.
Yeah.
Because if she thought there was a chance that he was going to be like, okay, you know, it's going to bring some money, she would have gone to him and opened up that conversation. But she didn't, which lets me know she knew he wasn't going to be down with it. And then to pull out the phone and start recording it, why? Because you want a viral moment? You want to embarrass him? But
But
you were
see,
really embarrassing yourself?
to me, that's what made it seem like he was in on it though.
Okay.
Because I can't believe that a wife, even one that has an OnlyFans and is doing her thing, I can't believe that there is a wife that would do that to their husband just to go viral and to drive more views to that channel. Because I'll be honest with you, I've been searching for that damn OnlyFans link. And if you have it, please email it to us at CVAD, the podcast at gmail.com because I haven't been able to find it. So that makes me think that he was somewhat in on it because I don't trust like just like that girl that was talking about I don't go into cheesecake. We sniffed that out
Yeah.
pretty easily, like, man, that's just fake. That can't be real, right?
Yeah.
And then it came out this week after everybody made these lists and all that stuff that it indeed was an act and that they was in on it, right? Something
Right.
makes me think that he's in on it, and this
Mm-hmm.
is a way for them to save face. I believe that in my heart of hearts, I like to think that she ain't that damn low down.
But this is my thing. Disrespect is disrespect. She already disrespected him by posting on OnlyFans without his knowledge. So I don't put anything past her after that, especially embarrassing him on the internet.
Man. So Darren said, "Ho, AUX." Darren, we try to respect these women, man. There's a joke there, but I ain't gonna say it. Sandy said, she is wrong. Masturbating on camera and having a husband is a hell no." Danielle said she was definitely wrong. Missy said she was wrong for not telling him. And then Missy agreed with me and said, "I think he is on it and did this to drive traffic to it." I think he's in on it. I do. I think this is a way for him to save face and a way for them to create controversy, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
any type of press is good press, and that's the way for
True.
them to drive. Because you know, I was looking for that link because Tay, I'm gonna be honest with you,
Mm-hmm.
when I saw her, even though she looks older, I was like, damn, I know her. And as I started thinking about it, I was like, damn, I didn't jerked off to her before, you know what I'm saying? And then somebody posted her name. I said, yeah, that's her. Because I knew when she said, you knew who I was when you married me.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, then she either had to be a stripper or a porn star. And it didn't take me long to go back.
In the 80s or the 90s? Had to be the 90s, right? I guess.
She was like late 80s, early 90s.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
she was like with like the Mr. Marcus and the Devlin Weeds and the Jake Steeds.
she was around them. I don't.
Her
I'm
name
not put
was
my business out, but
her,
I used to know everybody in that era. I
I
don't
did
remember her.
too. Her name
I
her
was
name
I don't remember her.
her name was Champagne Pendarvis.
Yeah, I saw the when it came out, but I still don't remember her. You know what's crazy? When it came out that she was this porn star or whatever, because I went and looked up her name. Her credits are out on IMDb. I didn't know that they gave porn credits on IMDb.
I didn't think about that either. Most people,
Yeah,
when they search porn stars, they're not searching IMDb. They searching
right.
they searching Pornhub or XNXX.
But when I googled her name, her IMDb page came up.
Oh, okay. Sandy says she knew all of them. What's her name? Champagne Pendarvis. That was her name. She may have like a different types of iterations, but that Pendarvis, Penn Davis, that was her last name. I remember it as Champagne Penn Davis. Jeff said it seemed made up too. Yeah, it just seemed kind of made up. And Danielle said, I don't recognize any of those names. I was lame. Danielle, you got to be more sex positive. Then you know more of the porn names.
Be sex positive without wanting to watch porn. Everybody doesn't want to watch other people have sex.
I think that's part of being sex positive.
No, no. You can be open or have the ability to not judge other people for being open. That's being sex positive. That doesn't mean you want to sit there and watch other people have sex.
Okay. All right. Sandy said, did she do a video with Kitten? That's where I thought I knew her from. I think Kitten might have been a little bit after her. I think Kitten was more like late 90s, early 2000s. This woman, she's like late 80s, early to mid 90s. Yeah, because like her stuff is on VHS. She didn't have nothing on DVD. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
And then Melanie
So yeah,
said that she didn't know who it was, and then Danielle said she's sex positive now. Okay, well go ahead with your bad stuff. Go ahead. So is that grounds for divorce? If your partner starts at OnlyFans without your knowledge, without talking to you first?
for me it would be
Really?
the dishonesty for that. Because what is on her OnlyFans page that she couldn't tell him about it? Is she with other people? Like,
That's just her masturbating.
I don't know. See, if they had talked about it and he knew about it, that's one thing. But her going behind his back and doing it, how do you go behind your partner's back to be a sex worker and think that they supposed to
But
stay with you?
okay, benefit of the doubt. If he got with her knowing that she was a porn star,
Mm-hmm.
your friends, family, whoever has already seen her goodies, right? They had already seen her sucking dudes off. They didn't seen her taking it. They didn't seen everything, right? So if she's doing an OnlyFans and she's only posing or pleasing herself, she's not really violating, other than it's technically like a lie of omission.
Which is deception.
It is. But yeah, Danielle said, "Yep, hire the attorney. The retainers on deck." Sandy said, "How much was the check?" That's me. How much did you get? How much? Let me see the revenue from the OnlyFans because I can get over it, right?
Right. I mean, yeah. She said she's getting a grip from it. So I mean,
Yeah. So if your man was just posing by himself with an OnlyFans and he told you about it 2 years in, it's like
2 years. That means you've been lying to me. See, that's my mind always goes to the lying, the deception. That means you've been lying to me for 2 whole years.
but
I,
for some people, if you ask me, are you still a sex worker? Are you posting your body on the internet? Then I say no, that's a lie. But if I'm just doing something behind your back without telling you, and I'm not condoning this. I personally hate it, but
Mhm.
technically, I didn't lie to you. I just didn't tell you what I was doing.
Okay, so your partner starts, has this influx of money. How do they explain it? They have to tell you something. So if they're not telling you about that, that means they're telling you it was the money came from somewhere else. That's a lie.
Do you know how
That's
many?
not even a lie of omission. That's a lie.
But do you know how many people have slush funds on the side, Tay?
Okay, they
People who
have
get
to
like
fund
they get like extra commission and bonus checks, and they hide it from their spouse all the time.
with the money that she alluded to her making on OnlyFans. Ain't that much bonus money in the world. Come on now.
How
Unless
much?
she's unless
How much
she's
did she say
working
she
in
was
some,
getting? How much?
huh?
I didn't watch it all because my thing. I stopped watching it because number one, I was trying to find the OnlyFans link. Then number two, it seemed contrived. Like he was a piss poor actor. Like I was like, this dude can't be that damn slow. You know what I mean? And she can't be that damn cold hearted because I can see you getting caught, and then you were like, hey, listen, I had to do what I got to do, but can we still get past it? She was awful, like just like whatever, dude. You know, you ain't bringing the bacon home, so I got to do it one way or the other.
I can see women being that cold hearted.
I can only see it if they a Scorpio. You know, I'm right.
I won't say that. The Scorpios I know are not that cold hearted.
Steady said, "Peen is free. Nobody is paying for that." And then Darren said, "I thought women were okay with wives hiding money." Now, hey, that's true. Y'all did say that. Some of y'all said
No,
it.
but hiding money when you know where it comes from. She from her mouth, she's making a lot of money from OnlyFans. Where is this money come from? Okay, you got your secret fund. How are you funding this? How are you funding this secret fund? I mean, the money has to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
So what are you telling him that you're doing? She says she has like 3 or 4 jobs. If you got 3 or 4 jobs, are they equal in the same amount of money that you'd be making from OnlyFans?
He might not, but sometimes you just don't see it. I know that he's still coaching basketball. So he
Okay.
may be on a roll. He may not, see it. Sometimes in a marriage, one person doesn't know, they don't know anything about the money. There's plenty of men
Okay.
who be like, hey, listen, I make the money, it get deposited into the account. My wife pays all the bills, she gives me my little cut, and then that's it. So he very well could not know.
Okay. At some point, say somebody dies or there's a divorce, it's going to come out somewhere that the amount of money. So again, where are you getting this money from? She doesn't have obviously she doesn't have a corporate job if she has to have 3 or 4 jobs to fund her lifestyle. So where's this money coming
She's still fine too. Shit.
from?
He older now, but she's still fine though. Sandy said a man by himself on OnlyFans is kind of pitiful. I may end up watching and laughing. He may want to divorce me after these jokes/bars.
Actually, he'd probably have a whole bunch of gay followers.
You know what? I'm gonna
And
be honest.
he'd probably be making a lot of money that way.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have been told that my phone voice is very sexy, and I contemplated being like for some side money, doing like the phone sex thing. The only thing that kept me from really doing it was I wouldn't be able to screen the callers that come in because, and no shade. I just told y'all, y'all do what y'all do. You know what I'm saying? If you like dudes, that's on you. I ain't gonna be able to talk sexy to you, bro. That ain't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Back in the day, I don't
Be a bunch of Dwight Howards calling in.
back in the day, I don't know what site he used to post on, but there was a guy that I knew years and years and years ago who used to post his videos on some of the amateur sites, and he said he stopped because most of the comments he was getting were from gay men. He was getting some from women too, but the majority of them were from gay men. So he stopped posting his videos.
But that don't make you gay though.
No, I'm not saying he was, but I'm
Yeah.
saying, but my point is that a guy
But I'm
can
just
make a
saying,
lot of money.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, my point is that a guy can make a lot of money on those sites because most of the time it's the gay men who are.
So that goes back to the Cam Newton conversation when I talked about men not being given as much leeway when it comes to doing certain things and how it makes people perceive their sexuality. I remember when Tank, the singer
I was
Tank,
just thinking that.
when he performed at Pride, was it in DC? He performed at Pride at
I
DC.
believe so. Yeah.
He was singing his songs, and his songs are primarily love songs, right? And it was at Pride, and there was a bunch of dudes, and all I remember was like looking in the crowd, and it was like this big old 6'6" dude, and he had his leg up in the air. You see this big size 16 Jordan up in the air doing a split, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. And for some reason, people had questioned Tank's sexuality in the past as well. You remember that? People
Yes, it was because of the Pride
performance.
Performance that he did, but it was also his what he said on Angela Yee's podcast, Lip Service.
He kind of plays around with it, and I think he's more trolling than anything else. I think he's trolling, but to the point though, he was like, "Hey, y'all being homophobic. They pay for me. They listen to my music. I'm gonna perform. Whatever they doing in the crowd is on them."
True.
Yeah, Darren said Tank said something to cause people to question him. Yeah, I think it was the Angela Yee interview for Lip Service. Yeah, but Sandy said, I'll pretend to be transgender on the phone, Marv. You tripping. That's just playing on the phone. Get the check now. Sandy, I can't do it. I can't do it. You know, if I'm talking to you, you got bass, you got as much bass as I do. I'm sorry. You got to get somebody else to do it. Tank's a better man than me. You know what I mean? I can't do it, Sandy. You know, yeah. Times ain't that hard, you know. So but anyway, Tay, I think we talked about that enough. I mean, shout out to Joe Smith. I hope it works out for y'all. You know, we all about Black love. Hopefully, y'all can work it out. Money cures a whole lot of evils, in my opinion. So if them checks is coming in, and this whole scenario, this fiasco of them having this argument, I think it's fake, Tay. I think. But you know, hopefully they can work it out. If y'all got the link, please send it to your boy for research purposes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because I want to see how she's changed over the years. You know what I mean? Because as a young man, she got me through a lot of evenings. A lot of evenings alone. But anyway, tell where they can find us.
You can find us at Conversate After Dark everywhere. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, or you have a topic you want us to cover, you can reach us at CVAD the podcast at gmail.com. And make sure you like this video, share it, subscribe, and leave us a comment.
That's right. Go to our website, www.conversateafterdark.com. Listen to past episodes. Do like Tay said. Send us a question, send us a comment, and send us that link to the email. Well, I'll let you next time.
I didn't say that.
I did.